Welcome back to North Texas Now. All right, so our next guest is a respected author and dating expert. I am so excited that Joy Weaver is here with us today. She's a returning guest, so let's give her a warm welcome. Joy Weaver, come on out.
Woo! Wow, what a beautiful audience.
Wow. Oh my God, that was really loud. Okay, Joy, so let's talk about dating, because I know we don't have a lot of time, and I can talk about dating all day, trust me. So what does dating mean in 2012 anyways?
Well, the lines have been blurred, obviously, because before women would never ask out a guy. And now the lines are a little bit blurred, where women can actually ask out men. Now, I do not promote this, but you see it happening.
Okay.
But I want you to know, women, if you ask out men, then you have to pay.
Does that mean we're the man in the relationship?
No. Men will always be men and women will always be women.
Okay.
And I think there's a great confusion because in business, we see men and women are the same. We're all Martians. There are no differences. But in the social world, we have to remember that men will always be men, women will always be women.
Okay. So, Joy, what are the do's and don'ts when it comes to dating? Because I feel like we are all doing it wrong when I be watching Jersey Shore.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a great point. Thank you for bringing that one up.
Reality TV.
You know, when I think about just the basics are when you go on a date, talk about something besides yourself. Start talking about the other person. Keep the conversation on the other person if you want that person to like you, because you know what? If you can get that person talking about themselves, then they will like you a whole lot.
Is that guaranteed?
That's a guarantee.
Ooh.
That's a guarantee. You know, I had a friend that she went on a first date with this guy, and he talked about himself the entire time. At the end of the day, he said, "Can we go out again?" And she said, "Next time, can we talk about me instead of you the entire time?"
Amen,
And
sister.
do you know that they're married now?
Are they really?
It
Wow.
worked. It worked.
Okay. So I guess it just depends on
It just depends. And so other tips would be basic tips, like when you go to the restaurant, if that's where you're going, turn your cell phone off.
Which is hard to do.
It is, because a lot of people say, well, that's how I tell the time. Well, get a watch, because there's nothing that says I don't care about you more than looking at your cell phone. Because you know, you might just get that little text, you might just be checking that sports score, which reminds me, don't be looking at the television above your date's head watching the UNT game.
I hope the men are taking notes on that. The audience, I'm sure, has so many questions, and we had a couple questions come in from the audience, and one of the questions was, how do you get out of that friend zone?
How do you get out of that friend zone? Well, we all saw that movie, He's Not That Into You. So if he or she is not that into you, you cannot make someone love you. But you know what, if you need to make that ultimatum, instead of saying this, and this you need to do to date me, why not back off? Because when you back off and go get yourself another life, then that person will come.
Okay.
It happens every
So with that
time.
being said, there's another question. How do you get over someone?
Okay,
Ice
this
cream.
is the story of my
Chocolate
life.
ice cream in the notebook.
And do not go out and charge up your charge card to the nth degree, because that really feels good until that bill comes in.
Right.
You're like, oh man, how am I going to pay this off? So the thing about it is, you know, it's one day at a time, one day at a time. Tomorrow's going to be better than today. And so you create that life for yourself one day at a time. You become interested, and then people are interested in you when you're interesting, and not when you're waiting on trying to find that date, not when you're trying to find that date and be something for someone else.
Isn't she great? You guys have to check out her book, How to Be Socially Savvy in All Situations. And you know, we have a surprise for you guys. We have a copy for everybody in the audience. Oh my gosh! And for more information about Joy or to order her book, please visit justaskjoy.com.